AEAC is made possible by JSB Match Diablo, Predator International, Splatterburst Targets, Aztec Optics, Sports Match Rings UK, and H&N Sport, and you guys know the best way to thank them. Alright guys, per your request, and coming to us directly from Hatsan, USA, is the Nova 25. Now the Nova's made in Turkey. It's available in 177, 22, and 25. It measures 49.5 inches long. It weighs 11.4 pounds shoot ready, to include a scope, mounts, a cylinder filled with air, and a magazine full of lead. It comes with 2 rotary magazines, 9-shot and 25, 10-shot and 177 and 22, and can be had for around $800. Now the massive 500cc reservoir in the Nova is refillable to 250 bar, and it'll reward with 106 good usable shots at distances like 25 and 30 yards, and 74 good usable shots at distances like 50 and even out to 100 yards. Now power comes in at around 44 foot-pounds of energy, which it accomplishes by pushing a 25.39 grain pellet to an average of about 878 feet per second. Now the rifle takes advantage of side lever cocking, Hatsan's silenced and shrouded quiet energy barrel, their dual stage match grade fully adjustable quattro trigger, an underbelly weaver mount so that you can attach things like flashlights, lasers, and bipods, a Turkish walnut ambidextrous stock with a rubber butt plate, and it even takes advantage of a receiver that's machined for both 11mm and Weaver scope mounts. You get to pick it. So does this rifle make sense for you? Well, let's take a closer look at Hatsan's shining star and find out. For around $800, the Nova 25's got a lot to offer its owner. Power, accuracy, shot count, trigger, and silencing are all going to be on par with airguns costing more. Its side lever cocking is on the heavy side and is a bit notchy, and the lever itself has some sharp edges. Cycling the rifle automatically engages the safety. It can also be manually deployed and the system decocked. Sliding it forward is easy, but it's not perfectly smooth. The auto-indexing magazine has some sharp edges that can shave pellets if you're not careful, but it's also super easy to use and has a proven track record of success and reliability. The 500cc reservoir on the Nova is refillable to 250 bar. To make it happen, take the proprietary fill probe that ships with the gun and insert it into the fill port. When you do, it'll displace the protective plunger. That noise you hear is normal, and that's the sound of the air rushing past the check valve in the gun. You can refill all the way to 250 bar, but the best performance for long-range shooting like 50 and 100 yards will be realized by filling to just 225 bar. When you're done, bleed all the air in the system, remove the probe, and reinsert the plunger. That's all there is to it. Loading the Nova is easy. Slide the magazine pin forward and up, cock the rifle, insert the magazine, re-engage the pin, and manually index the mag to the first click. Get away. Holy moly. Get out of here. The 33.95 grain King Heavy MK2 is another good choice for the Nova out to 50 yards. The energy's still there, and it ought to help you to trump the wind. When sighted in with a faster moving 25.39 grain, 50-yard drop is 1 dot at 10x. And 50 to 75 yards is probably the sweet spot for this pellet. Much beyond that, drop is significant at these velocities. Speaking of drop, compressed air is heavy, and so is the Nova's bottle. The forward weight bias in this platform is going to make it an excellent bipod and prairie gun, but I wouldn't want to carry it through the woods or long distances, and it kinda makes the included sling difficult to use. But as I'm sure you've already noticed, the Nova 25 is accurate, powerful, and incredibly quiet. Out in the flatlands, this gun could be a lot of fun. And on the note of flatlands, don't forget to subscribe. AEAC is just weeks away from its first publicized hunting trip, and you won't want to miss out. We'll be grabbing Michael from Airgun Nation and heading up to Utah for some open land action. And we're taking you with us. We'll be making a series out of this, are marrying it to the review process, and we'll be calling it Shoot Travel Hunt. Winds downrange are swirling really bad at the moment, and this isn't a group I want to mess up. And they're definitely blowing a lot harder than the weatherman's saying. In any event, it's probably a blessing so we can validate these heavier pellets' resistance to it. The regular King Heavies didn't do as well, but that doesn't mean that they won't out of your gun. You just gotta try them both and see which it likes best. I know I can stack this last one if I just hang on and shoot in between puffs. Hey, as long as we've got a second, Review Discuss Win number 6 is coming up with our buddy Michael over at Airgun Nation. It's going to be the next video actually, and you're not going to want to miss it. The quiet energy sound suppression system in the Nova makes it one of the quietest 45 foot-pound guns I've ever had my hands on. The report actually registers at or below normal ambient conversation on the decibel meter. And just to illustrate my point, These 16.5 grain lead-free GTOs actually land 1 dot high and left when sighted in at 50 yards with the JSB 25.39 grain. These low and left hits come as a result of me just being a bit carefree, and with the idea that I just wanted to show you how well these pellets can group out of the Nova. When we reviewed Hatsan's Bullmaster back in April, they performed really well, even out to 100 yards. Damn. Unbelievable. 12 grain pellets in the wind at 100 yards. So if you're going to own a Hatsan PCP, it makes sense to keep a tin of these on hand, especially when backdrop, range, and toxicity are a concern. We've also shown here in the channel's gel testing that speed can be a good replacement for heft when shooting in close like 25 or 30 yards. Hatsan's Quattro trigger's been around a long time, and in most instances, it's been a darn good one, and the Nova's no exception. It's dual stage, match grade, and very adjustable. The automatic safety is a little bit sticky on depression. First stage take-up is super light and comes up against a clearly defined stop. The second stage let-off is crisp and there's no creep at all. £2, 4 ounces. Pretty good. Oops. Nothing to complain about there. Well, that's all for today, guys. If you liked what you saw here and you want to encourage Hatsan USA to send more guns our way to review for you, do me a favor and pipe up in the comments. They'll be reading them. Now from here you want to head on over to the Airgun Nation forum so you can follow along in the discussion thread on the Nova. I'll leave you a link on how to get there in the description down below. As for me, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends about us, and be sure and check us out on Facebook for behind-the-scenes pictures and information leading up to video day. I'll share things there that won't make it onto YouTube, and you won't want to miss out. So with that, I'm Steve Shalley. I really appreciate you watching, and we'll see you again real soon. You didn't really think I was going to take a nap, did you? I got another gun to get to. See you guys soon.